Hello, everyone. Welcome to another lesson on probability. And in this lesson, I will be discussing questions that needs tree diagrams. So let's go ahead and look at the question that we have. We have a bag that contains 3 red balls and 5 blue balls. A ball is picked at random, then returned back into the bag. A ball is picked at random again, then returned to the bag. So now we want to know how many possible outcomes are there in the experiment. So what is happening is we have a bag that has 3 red balls and 5 blue balls. The total number of balls is 3 plus 5, which is 8. So what we do is we pick a ball at random, record it, and send it back into the bag, and then take another ball, look at it and record it, and send it back to the bag, right? So you want to know how many possible outcomes do we have. So when you look at this diagram here, this is a tree diagram for the first event where we pick the ball. So since we have a total of 8 balls, the probability of getting a red ball is 3, since we had 3 red balls, all over 8, because we have 8 balls in total. This is the probability of getting red on the first experiment or the first pick. And then for the probability of getting a blue ball, it's 5 over 8. This is the probability of getting a blue ball on the first pick, right? These branches here, they represent the second experiment. This one represents experiment whereby our first pick was a red ball. And for this branch is when we have another red ball on the second experiment, which is since we returned the ball into the bag, the probability doesn't change. We still have a probability of 3 over 8 for the red, and the blue ball also is 5 over 8. The probabilities don't change because we returned the ball. The number of balls don't change at all. The same applies for when blue was taken first, and then to pick red, we still have 3 over 8, and also to pick blue, it's still 5 over 8, because the number of balls do not change, because as we pick these balls, we read after observing them, we return them back into the bag, right? So the probability doesn't change, right? So this RR represent picking a red ball on the first pick and then getting another red ball on the second pick. This one, RB, is getting a red ball and then a blue ball. This PR is getting a blue ball first and then getting a red ball, and then getting a blue ball, then another blue ball. So these are the possible outcomes that we'll get. We will either get red ball and then get another red ball, or get a red ball and then a blue ball, or get a blue ball, then get a red ball, and then, or we can just get 2 blue balls, right? All right. So the total number of outcomes of this experiment is, as we can see, according to the tree diagram, we have red, 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 blue, blue, red, and then blue, blue. So we have 4 possible outcomes that can come up from this experiment. All right. And then from there, the second question says that what is the probability of picking a red ball, then a blue ball, in that order? So the only way we can get a red ball and a blue ball is if we have red first and then blue ball, right? So in other words, we are looking at this branch here, right? So because they said in that order, this branch also represent getting a blue and red, a mixture of these balls, but we're starting with a blue one and then getting a red. So it doesn't follow the order of red, blue. So that's why we are picking this branch only. That means that since these 2 events, getting red on the first pick and also getting blue on the second pick, are independent, they do not depend on each other, we use the product rule for independence. That means to get probability, we determine the probability of getting red and blue on the second experiment. And we know from the product rule, it says that we have to multiply the probabilities. We have to get the probability of getting red on the first pick, and then the probability of getting blue on the second pick, and just multiply those probabilities. And then as we can see from here, getting red is 3/8, which is just this, and getting blue, it's 5/8. And then we just substitute those probabilities, 3/8 for probability for red, and then 5/8 for probability for B. Plug that into the calculator, it gives us that the probability of getting red then blue, it's 15/64, which is approximately 0.23 as a percentage, as a decimal, and then 23.43% as a percentage, right? The second question, this one says, picking red and blue in any order. So we are still picking red and blue, but the order doesn't matter. It can be, we can have red, blue, or blue, red. It doesn't matter. So we are looking at two branches, this branch and also that branch, right? So now what we need to look at, we can either have red, blue, or blue, red. Since we had that or thing, it means that we can use the sum rule. The probability of getting red, blue, or blue, red is the probability of getting red, blue, plus probability of blue, red, minus the probability of the intersection of red, blue, and blue, red, right? That intersection there. So now we need to get the probability of red, blue, and as we can see, it's just red, blue, and we've just calculated from above here, right? Probability of red, blue, we just multiply these probabilities, the probabilities of these branches here. So we will get that it will be 3/8 times 5/8 for red, blue, and then for blue, red, we are looking at this branch here, blue, red, we say 5/8 multiplied by 3/8, which is just this portion here. Now, since the two events, red, blue, and blue, red, cannot occur at the same time, these events are mutually exclusive, right? These events are disjoint. They are mutually exclusive. In other words, the probability of red, blue, and blue, red is 0. We say these are disjoint events, and also they are mutually exclusive. So for mutually exclusive, the events cannot occur at the same time, right? That's why we have 0 here. Okay, now we plug into the calculator this 3/8 times 5/8, it will give us 15/64. The same applies here, we'll also get 15/64, and plugging all of that into the calculator, it will give us the probability of red, blue, or blue, red is 15/32, which is approximately 0.47 as a decimal and 46.88%. Right? The last question says, picking two balls of the same color. And we know that for us to have balls of the same color, we can either have red, red, or blue, blue, right? Because of the fact that we are considering red, red, or blue, blue. Since we have an or in our statement, then it means that we are going to use the sum rule, right? And the sum rule says that is the probability of red, red plus blue, blue, because these red, red and blue, blue are having the same color, right? This one was having different colors. This one is having same color, right? So we use the sum rule as we've used it here, but we are using red, red and blue, blue, right? And then as we know that we are going to multiply the probabilities of red, red, in other words, we're going to multiply this probability multiplied by that probability for red, red, and then we are going to multiply this probability and that probability for blue, blue, which is 5/8 times 5/8. I mean 5/8 times 5/8, right? And then from there, we plug this into the calculator, it gives us 9/64, and also plugging this into the calculator will give us 25/64. Plugging all of that into the probability of red, red, like I said previously here, this is a disjoint It's a disjoint set. RR and blue cannot occur at the same time. I can't be picking, I can never have an event whereby I'm having red and blue at the same time. It's either it's going to be red or blue. It can't be both of them occurring at the same time. So we say that these are disjoint probabilities. So we put 0 there, right? And then plugging all of this into the calculator, we get that the probability of red or blue is 17/32, which is in decimal form is 0.5753, which is 53.13%, right? So this is how we tackle probabilities when we are using tree diagram. Remember the rules for independence and the product rule for independence and the sum rule for having, when you are having to choose, when you have the OR statement there.